Hi, this is again Super Trends dealing with the gold, trading gold. And I'm going to show you how much you can make money with this. If you have a lot of money to start with, your initial deposit, if you have 1 million, and we're going to try test 1st of January 2020 up until 12th of July 2020. And we'll start that. So we'll look at the graph and see how it will perform. Basically, I'm using multi-positions, and I'm using also scaling system. So both systems together. And we'll see how much this will make you. You can see right away it jumped to 2,270,000. It's still going. The thing is, with this super trend EA, it multiplies the positions that it takes, and it also multiplies the amount of gold that it buys. So instead of buying just 1 ounce, I'll buy 5 ounces, 10 ounces, 50 ounces, depends on the amount of balance that you have. It takes basically percentage of that. So far we've gone down a bit, 1,900,000, and then we're going back up, 2 million, almost 200 again. We'll see how it does. Of course, now it went directly to 2,200,000 in the first week of January. All this in the first week of January. This is 8th of January. Now we're on 17th of January, so 2 weeks down. We're at 2 million, almost 200. 21st of January, we've gone up a bit more, almost 2,600,000, and it still goes up. This code can make lots and lots of money, with the limitation that they have right now on how much gold, how many ounces you can buy, and how many positions you can open. With that limitation, still this code makes a lot of money, especially if you start with 1 million. Even if you start with 500,000, 300,000, it will still make tons of money, make lots of millions. If you start only with $10,000, it will make you up to 1 million, more than 1 million, I think. You can test that too. I think with 50,000 initial deposit, it will go up to 13 or 14 million. So really, with the small amount of money, it will yield a lot of money. It will gain a lot of money. However, if you start with 1 million, then that's the real money comes in. We're now at 2,700,000, and it still goes up. 3,457,000, and we still in January. This is in the first month. All this you see in the first month, and you see if it goes down, goes back up, goes down, goes back up, goes back up. As I said, there's 2 systems that are being used with some indicators. Of course, they're fine-tuned, and I'm using my own indicators, combining things here and there to come up with something that I think is solid. Of course, there is a risk. There's always a risk, especially when you're dealing with the future, which you can't control. You don't know what will happen. So here you can see it went up 3 times, went down, will catch up again. So end of January, it got up to 3,800,000. Right there, 3,800,000 in the first month. out of trading 1 million. So you have out of that, so you have 2,800,000 gains just with this month, with the first month. Now we got into February. You can see there's some losses here it's taking, but I will go back up. We're now back at 2 million something, almost 2 million. 1,981,000. We'll see how this will do. Now we're in 2 weeks in February, and we're back at 2 million, a bit over 2 million. As I said, this is only for gold. I'm concentrating on gold because gold are where the money is, basically. If you're just trading with currencies and stuff like that, currencies don't go up that much. Yeah, they go up a few bips here and there, go down a few bips, not that much. But if you're dealing with gold, that's where the gold is, because gold can go up $20 an ounce, can go up $50 an ounce. As we have seen this year, 2020, it went up and passed 1,800 for 1 ounce. So gold is really crazy. If you want to gain a lot of money in short period, then that's what you should trade with. Now you can see here we're at 13th of February, and it made up for these losses and went back up to the same point. Went back to 3,522,000. We'll see how much more this will go. Of course, this is starting, as I said, with 1 million, and we're dealing with gold. And we have leverage of 100, 1 to 100. Of course, if you have more than 1 to 100, say 200, 300, 500, some brokers give you up to 1,000. Imagine the amount of money that will be made from that. So back to our graph. Now it's going up so much. This is the equity. We'll catch up with the equity. We were at 3,454,000. 20th of February. Looks like we're going to get a big jump there. We'll see how it will perform. There you go. So we went to 7,648,000. This is in February, almost last week of February. Which is pretty good for of course, if this had no limitation for how many positions you can open and how many ounces you can buy by the broker, basically they have limitations. We could have seen this go up to at least by now at least 20 million. Because usually by February, if you have only 50,000 deposit or starting balance, you'll reach a million. So you're talking about 20 times. So if we started with 1 million and we reach February, we should have at least 20 million. But unfortunately, because of the limitation, still making a lot of money, but it could have made tons more money. So we're at still end of February, and we've gone to 7,600,000, down a bit to 6,864,000. You can see gone down a bit here, gone down a bit here as well. I have, of course, a system in place that's not based on take profit stop loss, because that's only for safe trading, where you can only make a few $100s. But that's that's not what we're aiming at. We want to make millions. That's why we don't I don't use stop loss and take profit. I just go with the trends. Based on the trend and how strong it goes, based on some indicators and based on my own indicator, I decide whether I should stop or go forward with either positions, open position, buy position, or sell position. So as you can see, went down, but I will catch up. Here went down a bit more here, but I caught up again and went up to 8,308,000. Down a bit here, but we're not bad yet. We're at 7,312,000. We'll see how it goes. Now we're in March. As you can see, 4th of March. Only 3 months. So in January we got to almost 3 million. February we got to 7 million, more than 7 million. Now in March we reached, after a few small losses, we gained again, and we got up to $8,347. My code as well has other safe trading stuff that you can use, but I'm not using it now. I'm using also 100% of my balance, but not 100%, 100% of 70%, because the maximum I'm using out of the balance, the available balance, is 70%, but I say here 100% of the 70%. So basically, I also have a system that you can flip losses to profit. So if the system loses, it flips right away and gains money. We can also play it safe with using little gains, small gains, and also close the deals. We have something else called general direction strength. I'm not even using that. There's so many things that I'm not using. Also use general rules. The general rules as of when should open positions, when it should close positions, just general stuff. I'm not even using that. I'm only using scaling system, and I'm using multi-position system. There's other stuff that I also can use, but I'm not using now. We'll see how much we got to. So we're at 25th of March, and you can see here, after losing a bit, gained, after losing a bit, gained again, lost a bit, gained a lot, lost a tiny bit here, lost a tiny bit here. So 25th of March, we have 11,607,584. A bit of loss here, which is not a problem. We'll gain again. So we're at 11 million. Now we're at 10 million, 27th of March. We have all the way up till July. And there you go. After losing here, a bit here, and a tiny bit here, we got a gain up, and more than before. We gained more. So we're at 13,200,931. So back in here, in the inputs, of course you can use this to be a bit safer. You can use, instead of 100%, you can use 80%, 70%, 30%, 10%, all the way down. You can use the stop loss, flip profit, loss to profit. You can play basically with these things. I've made it very easy, and it's easy to understand what this is for and whatever, but I can also talk more about these in details in some other video. So we'll see how much we got to. Now we're in April, and after a tiny bit of loss here and here, we got up and then up again, and now we are at $16,453,133. This is so far, first week of April. We got almost we're getting to 17 million, and there you go, the equity showing. We'll catch up with that. Almost 16,500,000. So you got 1,600 times your initial deposit, which was 1 million. Now, is this code worth trying? Of course it is. But as I have mentioned in the other video, that you should be able to afford to lose as well. The money that you will trade with, you should be able to afford to lose it and not get in trouble. If you use $10,000, $50,000, whatever you use, you must be able to afford to lose it. As this is real, this is not tweaked for 2020. There's no cheating here, no bluffing here. This is normal coding. And you can see now we're in just 2 days after the last balance. We have gone even more. We've gone to 22 millions on 9th of April. 22 millions. 22 times your initial deposit of 1 million in just 4 months. Imagine how good this is. Of course, let me just tell you a few things about trading, about general. Trading for this year is totally different than last year, and now also totally different than the year before. And 2017 as well is totally different. This code, you have to tweak it for other years. This code will not run with all years as it is. This code will run with 2020, as you can see, but if you want to use it with other years, you have to use different indicators. I don't want to show the indicators that I have, but they're up there. You can see there's space still here. You can go up and see the other indicators that I'm using, including my indicator. But as I said, for other years, because everything was different, you can tell that this 2020 is totally different than any other years because of the gold has gone down all of a sudden in one day and then went up again and went all the way to 1,600 after it went down to 1,400, again to 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, stayed there for a while, now 1,800. Now this never happened. Never happened. I think maybe in 2012 or something they say that it happened, but that was a long time ago. So this code is perfect for using for 2020, and I always update my code. So if you to get this code anytime soon, you don't have to worry. I usually almost every day I work on the code to update it. If there's any new ideas, any things that I can add to make it safe to trade, to make it safe to not lose money, whatever comes to my mind, I try every day. Every day I try. Many hours spent with this code. And today actually I added a code snippet to avoid losing a lot of money. So as you can see, when it goes down, it doesn't go as much down. doesn't go as much down, but when it gains so much. Look at this gain, look at this gain. All this is going up, but I'm just pointing out the big gains like this here. For example, this one went from 16 million all the way to 22 million. It gained 6 million. 6 million in one shot. And then it went down a bit, and then again it gained, but it went up even higher. So from 22 million went to 26 million. After losing a tiny bit, it goes back up and makes up for the loss. There's even a system here that I have that flips losses. So if you see there's a lot of losses in your in the EA, you can always switch this on and flip the losses to profit. So back here we are 24th of April, so we're at the end of April almost. You can see also a bit here, a small bit here that I lost, here a bit lost, here as well, but I will gain again. Instead of 26,000, hopefully we'll get to close to 30 million, not 26,000, 26 million. I will go hopefully again to 29. So every time you can see there, might lose a bit and then it gains a lot. Lose a bit, gains a lot. Same thing happened here. Tiny bit loss, but gained a lot. Now we're at 28 million. From 26 to 28, there are 2 millions. We'll see how good it will perform. Now we're in May, so we have 2 more months to go. First week of May. We want to wait until it's all over. Now, why is this taking a long time to test? Imagine that this code actually open positions like crazy. I've looked at this code. It opens tons of positions. Of course, the more money you have. So, for example, you started with 1 million. It didn't open as many positions, but then when you gained more, and you got to whatever 6 million, 5 million, 3 million here, got to 7 million here, it starts to open even more because it takes percentage of the balance, the available balance, and it always calculates how much money there is in that account. So if you take money out of your account, there's no problem with the code. This code can adjust itself to any situation. You can also stop by have a switch here in the inputs, but up. You can stop trading. So for example, I'm happy with this 29 million. I can just go here and go up and just put a switch from no to yes, and that will stop trading until you want it to again start trading again. It will start trading again. There's many things that I've added to this code to basically make you or allow you to have control over it. Also, you can switch on and off trading on certain days, which I don't want to talk about it in details. Only if someone wants to buy the code, then I can give them more details. But there's on specific days. Actually, there is one day out of the week or out of the month that it's not good to deal. It's not good to deal or trade in. It's better to skip that day. So I have that. Switches down there. And I even have a reverse system. For example, if you see that code is losing a lot, this is not the case. If it's losing a lot, it goes down, then you do a reverse. You have a switch here in the inputs. You can switch it while it's working. You don't have to stop the code. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to stop your VPS, the server. You just basically switch here, and it will make the system go in reverse. So instead of opening a buy position, it will open sell. Instead of opening sell, it will open buy. And that will basically flip the losses to gain. Small loss here, small gain, small loss, okay, gain. So we went to 31 million in June. This is the highest so far that we reached. 31 million in June. First 2 weeks of June. So we only have one more month to go, and that will be the end of this video. But after it's done, I want to show you the report. Of course, generating a report for this amount of positions that it took, it will take a while, because there's thousands of positions. There's a lot of ounces that are bought. Instead of buying 1 or 2 ounces, it buys sometimes 20 and 30 for one position, for each position. So imagine opening 100 position each with 20 ounce, for example. That's a lot of money. That's why this code is able actually to go this high. Went down from 31 to 26,900, so almost 27, so lost 2 million here. We'll see how we'll do after that. You can see there's a tiny bit of equity here. We'll see how much it will reach. So we're still on 12th of June. As I said, this code takes a long time to test because it's opening so many positions. Every time on each tech, when the situation is suitable, it opens so many positions, and it opens and also the volume is huge. I think I go to the limit that the broker allows, and if you go over the limit, nothing will happen. Basically, the broker will reject the position, opening position, but it will accept the rest. So for example, if you ask for 100 positions each with 20, it might fulfill 80 out of them, and then it will say the limit reached. No problem, the code just keeps on going in. So you can see here we got some losses here, and then we went up a bit more. We'll see how much we'll gain at the end. We're still on 17th of June, and we are at 27,900, so almost 28 million. Almost 28 million. This computer has 7 cores. From 1 to 8. It's an i7, so even though it's an i7, and 2.2 gigahertz and 16 megabyte of RAM. Even though it's not as fast, because, as I said, the code is taking a humongous amount of positions and doing a lot of calculations. Is this code running right now? Yes, it's running. You can see this is super trend, and it's running on my VPS. This is my VPS, and it's running constantly to basically make sure that any tweak that I do is always tested. 7th of July, so we're almost done here. Only 5 more days to go. We're at 26 million. So 26 million from 1 million initial deposit in 7 months. We got to actually 31 million when we reach 1st of June. first few days of June, we got to 31 million. Down a bit here, no problem. We'll see if it catches up. But we didn't lose really, because at the end, our initial deposit was 1 million, but we're looking at 26 million, 27 million, 26 million, 20, and 26,900,000. So almost 27 million. And it's finishing up. There we go. Done. Okay, so the end result, we reached 26,932,000, and with taking our 1 million out, so we made 25,900,000, almost 26 million. The amount of trades were 46 million profit, 20 million losses. So we have more than one. We have almost 70% here. I think we have about 70% ratio, which is great. Even I think more than 70%. So look at this. Loss trades, profit trades. We'll see how much here. The report. You can see how much we got here. 14 million, 19 million. Look how nice it looks. Huge gains, small losses, huge gains. Only here we got a bit of loss here and here, but comparing that with all the gains that we have, you can see how much we have gained. Okay, so the computer a bit hung there because there is tons of information to process, and once it comes back, we will. I think we should stop it here because it might take a while. So this is Super Trends. You can contact me, and you can see my profile on MetaTrader community. You can see my contact information, and there we go. It came back, but again hung because the information is so much, and this computer is not as strong, even though it's i7 and it has 16 megabyte of memory, 2.2 gigahertz. Still a bit hangs here and there. Of course, I can get the report, but the problem is the report will take a long time to generate because there's tons of information on it. So we'll end it here, and we'll talk again. Take care.